Among the gym community, there's a common belief that the more you bench, the more girls you'll get. And whether that's true or not, at least you guarantee the respect of all dudes. However, this journey is not linear. If your bench has been stuck on the same weight for weeks, you don't need to train harder, you need to train smarter. Now, who am I? I've been lifting for 3 years, and at 15 years old, I benched 255. I made 3 adjustments every time I plateaued, and today I'll be telling you what they are. First and foremost, you could be missing some key ideas when you bench that leave gains on the table. Most people treat the bench press like an upper body only movement, but you are leaking massive amounts of power if you're not utilizing the lower body as well. You may have heard of it, it's called leg drive. First, make sure your feet is flat on the ground. You don't want to be contacting with your toes. Next, to make an arch, think about pulling your back down and pushing into the bench. Make sure that your hips do not leave the bench. Only your back should be arched. A lot of people make the mistake of pushing up with their legs, but in reality, you want to be pushing in. This gives stability, which you can generate into power. Then, when you press, imagine pushing the floor away with your legs to transfer that force up into the bar. When you press, also think about bending the bar. It'll help engage your back and get even more power because more muscles are being activated. Once you've learned the correct form, you now need to fix what is lacking. If you fail on your chest, this means that your chest is lacking power. You need to add pause benches, holding the bar on your chest for 2 seconds before pressing. Be disciplined and go light if you need to because this is a humbling exercise. Now, if you fail midway up and you can't lock out, this means your triceps are the limiting factor. You can train them by doing close grip benches. I like to grip it where my thumb is at the end of the knurling. I also think about tucking my elbows in because I feel like that uses my tricep more. Again, you probably need to go lighter because you're focusing on your triceps, which is a smaller muscle. Overall, you also should be benching a lot. Make sure you still do regular bench sessions with high volume. I'll go over more on how to program this later on in the video. One more thing is to do a set of static holds once in a while. Load up the barbell with a heavy weight you can't bench and just hold it for 15 seconds. This helps your nervous system get used to holding heavier weight. For example, when my PR was 225, I static held 245. This might be the most difficult one, but you need to manage your fatigue. Let me start with a story. I had a friend who do 3 sessions of 3x5 every week trying to increase his bench, but after months, nothing. He'd stay on that same weight and do the same amount of reps every single week. Now what should he have done to increase? He should have taken a deload week. When you're benching this much, it's important to allocate some time for your body to fully recover in order to break more limits. I understand it might feel pointless to not push hard in the gym, but this is how I hit PRs every few months. So every 4 to 5 weeks, reduce every exercise by 10 to 20% of its original weight. You don't have to be very strict on how much you decrease it by, but just make sure you're not training to failure. Then the week after, you can try and PR or continue grinding. Okay, let's go over how to program. I think you should bench 3 times a week. For each day, start it off with the benching exercise. For the day you do the ordinary bench, do a 5x5, which means 5 sets of 5 reps. Pay attention to this. Once you notice you're not progressing though, change it to 4x5. Then, if you can't do 4x5, do 3x5. And stick with 3x5 until a deload. After a deload, if you feel up for it, you can try 5x5 again and do the same progression. For the pause bench, do 3x5. If it gets hard before your deload, it's okay to do a 2x5 as well. On these days when you do the pause bench, you can add the static hold before you start it. Last, for the close grip bench, do 3x6. I suggest staying on 3 sets for this one because this one solely trains your triceps. For all of these, be sure to be in control. Have good form. Be slow on the way down and explode up. If you want to do other exercises like pec deck or incline presses, you can. Just make sure to do it after the bench. I personally still did those exercises when I was trying to increase my bench, so you don't have to worry about it over fatiguing you. Remember, plateaus are a normal part of lifting. They just mean that your body has adjusted to the current stimulus. That's why we have deload weeks, so that your body can reset after every few weeks. Try these 3 steps, stay disciplined, and let me know in the comments what plateau you're trying to break and if you have any more questions. Subscribe for more fitness content.